What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode and edition of the Fight Factory Wrestling Podcast right here on the MyFandom YouTube channel. And, of course, wherever you get your podcast, we're coming to you live from the Richard Lucas Chevrolet and Subaru studio, otherwise known as Chop Studios, here in Matawan, New Jersey. Dave Sturchio, Chris Payne, Tommy Tequila back in the building. Tommy D on assignment, a.k.a. he's a fucking scrub, so he's just not here. And he always makes fun of Payne for running from the grind. Remember those days?
Yes, I do.
He was always like, Payne's running from the grind again. He's not showing up. Well, guess what? Tommy, where you at?
I miss you, Tommy.
No.
Total life.
Actually, bring up your mic to your face as if you want to talk on the mic.
I knew something was missing. I'm like, I have so much more space.
I have so much more space to do shit. Anyway.
But he's always talking about, oh, you're running from the grind. My grind is like the biggest one in the room.
Yeah, this is true.
Yes. Stop it. Stop
Can we
it.
define grind? What are we talking about, guys?
We're talking about his account on Grindr.
13 to 16-hour days, 6 days a week, traveling back
listen
and
to this
forth.
guy. Anyway.
Missed fucking sleep because I worked the overnights.
What
I mean,
a
do I have to
trooper.
go on?
What a trooper. And that's
You got
why.
great hair. Stop
And
complaining.
this is why you're
What?
able to
You have
afford.
great hair. Stop complaining.
I know I got great hair. I need you to tell me.
This is why you're able to afford such cool activities and little figurines.
activities.
You got Dusty, NWO Dusty here, which is hilarious because when I saw you bring that in,
WCW except the magazines.
when you brought that in and showed me that, I thought to myself, wow, there's a figure for literally everybody or every moment in time in wrestling. Then there's the One Warrior Nation over here, the Ultimate Warrior.
We're doing the ultimate no-no.
Rick's-
You never, ever.
It got boring.
Beat me.
Yeah. So there's the Ultimate Warrior. And, of course, the Steiner Bros. If anybody watches or listens to Chris Van Vliet, Scott Steiner is his guest this week, and it is a gem of an episode. Ladies and gentlemen.
If Blunt was a person.
Right. We'll get into that because it's amazing.
Very shy.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah. Very shy guy. Doesn't really speak his mind so much.
Doesn't say much.
We're being brought to you by, of course, our friends at Arthur Cantina, right? Is that I got it right on the first?
Nailed it.
Nailed them on the first go this time. Our friends over there have helped out the War on the Shore too. They're coming in as sponsors. Going to set up a little table ski on the beach, which again we put out a post yesterday for the War on the Shore too. If you're interested in just doing a table and you have product or you want to get your name out there and you want to party with Fight Factory Wrestling on that day, please hit us up and we'll set up shop. There is limited space, so we got to be careful because we got to make sure we have enough room for all the talent, plus the vendor tables, plus all that shit.
Nothing screams hard work like a vendor table at a bar watching professional wrestling drinking.
I mean, the marketing dollars speak for themselves,
Yes,
actually.
it does.
And look where it could get you. You got me here, guys.
Yeah, right, exactly. And, of course, our friends over at Superbird Tequila sponsoring the big, extraordinary Sink or Swim Battle Royal Invitational, which tonight we are announcing 2 more people. We could do it right here on the show because by the time this is edited, it'll probably have an announcement coincided. So we are bringing on the world's famous Cheeseburger has entered the fray.
Love you, Cheeseburger.
As entrant number 13. And number 14, a fellow Paisan, a Staten Island regular, a Warriors of Wrestling staple, right? And that's TJ Marconi, who made his debut at the Knuckle Brawl event that nobody remembers.
Staten Island.
Yes, that was in
It was
Staten
more
Island.
like a dry run than anything.
It was to make sure we knew what the hell we were doing.
Phenomenal card.
Listen,
And a
stacked it.
phenomenal
Card was amazing.
Gabagool t-shirt on TJ Marconi.
Yeah, that was a
It was a
great
very
T-shirt.
cool shirt.
They was great event. We know it was a great event. The fans just don't know it was a great event. Why? Because they didn't go. But other
Probably
than that,
because it was on Staten, Italy. So.
exactly, the armpit of America. We all know that.
The skid mark on the underpants of the 5 boroughs.
It was made to make the Bronx look good.
Yeah. And the Bronx.
All right,
Speaking of the
well,
Bronx,
let's
I just caught my opening day tickets today, boys. Going to
How you
Yankee Stadium. How you
Yankees?
doing?
How you doing?
Nothing screams loser like a guy goes to Yankee
Who's
Stadium
going
on
to see
opening
Garrett
day.
Cole?
Oh, no, yeah.
Max Fried pitch because Garrett Cole threw his arm off last year, and so we won't be having our stud ace. But this isn't a baseball podcast. It's a wrestling podcast. And, of course, we want to give a special shout, as we just did, to Superbird Tequila. And, of course, our other awesome hookups, Savvy Seats, which is a incredible thing. I'm looking at the camera over there, and I'm seeing these maybe I'm stroking out. Who knows? Savvy Seats. If you enter Fight Factory,
What are you seeing?
I'm seeing like a moving.
The bottom right.
It's the bottom right. It's the volume for the damn
I think it's
camera.
my
Yeah.
pink shorts that's making it crazy.
It really is. It's making me go whoopy.
You're welcome.
We
Let's
got a
not
phone
go-
call.
This guy's at war with himself.
Yeah,
How you doing?
seriously. What is that, by the way?
I don't. It's
That's Back to the Future.
Oh, see, I didn't watch that movie.
Someone's calling me though from the Bronx. Scumbags.
They heard me. They heard me. So our friends at Savvy Seats are willing to give you off a very nice chunk of 10% if you enter the code Fight Factory 10 on all your seats. And of course, you know, you can go anywhere. You can go to a concert, a baseball game, a football game. Once football comes back around, you can go watch the WNBA for no reason whatsoever, or you can just go and watch WrestleMania from Vegas.
If y'all don't pay us the same, we're gonna sit.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, don't do us any favors.
All 60 fans got bent out of shape for that quote. I digress. We're
She
not
sucks.
We're
Fuck
not.
her.
It's not even just her. It's just like
Angel Reese is
Draw some goddamn money.
nickname Doodoo Brown. She's horrible.
draw some numbers first before you ask for more money. And thank you, Caitlin Clark, for doing that.
You're
But,
welcome.
yeah. So anyway, what does that mean?
No, I'm just saying like
You're
I'm-
Caitlin Clark?
No, like you're
Chris Payne is channeling his inner Scott
telling-
Steiner right now.
I'm telling the other people
Still a
you're
Steiner
welcome
man.
for what Caitlin Clark has
We
done for them.
also, speaking of these awesome toys from Ringside Collectibles, you can also put in War on the Shore to get 10% off your
There you go.
purchase. And of course, if you buy like Chris Payne buys, who is going to be camping outside a selective Walmart tonight for whatever reason.
Or outside my house.
or
'cause
outside.
My wife hates me from buying all the toys.
Or yes, exactly. You will be sleeping outside. You still got the custom commentary table if you want to like sleep somewhere with the cover over, like over, you know.
No, I
No?
took the thatch off.
The
Remember?
thatch is gone. That's right. Shit. Anyway, so those two partners are great. Am I forgetting anybody off the top of my head? Tommy T? No.
Nope.
I
think
covered
you
them all.
nailed it.
All right, good.
Can we discuss the seats for a second, though?
Sure. What seats?
Remember when we spoke about a specific event happening at the Garden?
Yeet.
And remember I
Rangers,
said
Jets?
Yeet.
I'm almost positive it's going to be section 106 that he comes down. And I would love to get my son tickets because he's going to come down the center of that aisle right there in the middle. And all I want to do is get 2 end seats. I didn't give a shit what row they were in.
Good for
But
you.
I knew that was a section. And you were like, bro, he's not going to do it.
I didn't
And then-
say that. I didn't
Yes,
say
you did.
shit.
Yes, you did.
You were the one
Yes,
who was
you
like,
did.
I'm going to go to Philly. I'm like, okay, yeah, go to the show that he's
would've
not on.
He was in Philly as well.
Yeet. What is that, by the way? The little grunt. Yeah, you know, he's probably in Philly. So, yeah, so he was at Raw. We saw our friend Mittens, GCW fan,
Yeah, I mean-
extraordinary fan, got a dab up from Mr. Well, at least he grabbed it.
His gloves have more time in the business.
Can we talk about something real quick? Speaking of touching fans or touching wrestlers.
Whoa.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
excited. Effie. Hi.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, yo,
Here
relax
we
over
go.
there. No, in your lifetime
Yes.
of being a fan of things,
Yes.
did you ever like get the sense of I need to touch him to make me feel like
No.
oh my god, I touched him?
No. I have been fortunate. I don't know if you can fucking call it fortunate. I've been in so many situations since I was a kid where I've been around celebrities. I swear to God, by the time I was like 16 or 17, I didn't give a shit anymore.
Well,
Sometimes it's like cool. Like
I saw-
initially, you're like, oh, that's cool, and like the things that we got to do with wrestling.
I'm only doing this.
all right.
I'm only doing this as a demonstration. But Punk came out, I think the other day or something to cut some promo, and I saw a fan in the front row. And all right, you're CM Punk. You're about to cut this promo, and this fan goes. But that's it. Like all he wanted to do was get that one shoulder and just touch him, and I was like. And he was he's our age, no bullshit. Our age. I said, what exactly did you do? Like, they're not fucking zoo animals.
Just to say that you did it, I guess. I mean, that is the only time
He
that
literally put his hand on him, and then he removed his hand. No acknowledgement from Punk whatsoever. Just like,
right.
here
Thank
I
God
am.
this time, because they would
Hi,
have had
I'm
another
here
front row
now.
ticket they had to give some money.
Well,
Punk elbowed him in the jaw.
Well,
like the
that's
last guy
weird.
did
That's
it.
weird.
It's very odd.
Very
behavior.
weird, odd behavior. But what about the behavior when Punk first made his comeback in Chicago? And that slob with the long hair was hanging all over him.
It's Dr.
Like,
Doggo!
what
It's
made
Dr.
you
Doggo!
think that it was okay to be in that man's personal space for that long screaming Chicago? He knows where he is. I'm pretty sure he's
Paid a ticket.
coherent.
That's, and,
Like,
unfortunately, that's the mindset of these people.
Chicago. You're out of breath, dude. Get off of him.
But just think about in any other scenario. Like, if somebody like, I don't know, Alexa Bliss or something comes around me and I just go,
You'd be
I'm
arrested.
going to jail, man. Like, what is this shit? What is with the touching of the fan of the athlete? Not even just wrestling.
You ever see the movie The Change Up with Jason Bateman and
Yes,
Ryan Reynolds?
great movie.
Remember when they figure out that they like change bodies and they're on the couch and he starts to just choke Jason and he's like, "Get the fuck off of me!"
Exactly.
Anytime somebody comes near me, like on the police department, because I'll take photos of like out of towners and whatnot. Anytime someone gets that close, I'm just like, get the fuck off of me.
Dude, it's the I don't know.
It's like,
Whenever I
away.
explain to I brought a friend of mine to an AEW event last year, and he was like, he's not a fan, doesn't watch it. He's like, I get it. This is cool, but does everyone around here know that it's like, are they in on it? Like, do they not? And like, whenever I explain pro wrestling fans to people, I love pro wrestling fans. It's fun to interact with, but
High
they are
cholesterol.
some of the strangest human beings on planet Earth.
All
and
with
just
diabetes.
that little touch of the shoulder explains it perfectly. It's like, dude, why?
What the
Why?
But that's anybody.
problems.
That's like, all right, I'm a diehard. Everybody knows I'm a diehard Dallas Cowboys fan. If I was like near the
you
tunnel, my objective as a fan, I don't care if I'm like, all right,
Would be to grab
if
Dak's
the kid,
crotch.
if they're kids and they want, oh my god, and they get a hand on their shoulder pad or something, Dad, I touched his shoulder pad. They're like, yeah, all right, son. But if you're a grown ass man, what am I, Dak? Please, let me touch you.
touch your
Like,
shoulder
what the fuck are we
sensually.
doing?
That was training camp. Remember this? Remember when the Jets took the
Oh, that's
pictures of
right.
my son? My son was like this freaking big at the time, and he's like obsessed with Zach Wilson. So he's standing on the fence, and all of a sudden, like this Neanderthal comes over. So I, being dad, had to go over there and be like, "Watch out for the fucking 4-year-old." And I'm like, "You're a grown adult. You literally have the protective case with the mini helmet and the Sharpie marker to sign it so you can flip it. You're not a fan, dude."
I'm about to actually call Child Protective Services on that one. Obsessed with Zach Wilson of all people, like
Back
Jesus
off, war child.
Christ.
Seriously.
Oh no! He's rebounded big time.
Oh yeah, what is he? A Mahomes guy now?
Tua Tagovailoa.
Why is that? Because he looks like the tribal chief.
No,
That's
but
why.
he likes Patrick Mahomes, and he's a fucking Yankee fan, so you're welcome.
Your son's a Yankee fan? Chase, my guy,
Huge
my Uncle Dave.
Yankee
I'll bring you to a
fan.
game. Hey, how you doing?
And
Anyway.
because I'm me and I bitch about everything, I got him a free Yankee jerseys from Fanatics because they literally, I ordered a Judge jersey. They said it was in stock, be delivered next week. Never came.
They gave
sent
you a Soto?
They,
And
no,
like, God damn it.
No, they sent me a blank Yankees jersey. So he's got 2 jerseys now.
I swear to Christ, if you put a name on the back or a made up number,
He's got 99. He's got Aaron Judge with no name. I know that.
Okay,
deal, dude.
okay.
Come on.
I'm just saying, there's certain
I may not
things
be
that just.
a diehard Yankee fan, but I cheer for them and I respect.
I'm the same way with the Mets. I don't hate the Mets.
The history of baseball.
With the year that he was born, I won't be mad at that though.
Yeah.
Exactly. Anyway, so wrestling, right? Yeah. So, oh, by the way, didn't you
So far,
say
we've touched women's basketball,
Yeah.
NFL.
more on this
Shall
right
we
after
talk
the
about
break?
more LeBron flopping after
Yes,
getting
all the-
phantom hits to the face?
elbow to the face.
Would it never? You know, he's right up there with Dolph Ziggler as the biggest
Greatest
seller of all
yeah,
time.
you're right. Him and Ziggs should have a match.
Okay, in a perfect world, him, Ziggler, and Mr. Perfect. Who's the best?
Who's the best? I think LeBron's gives him a very
Oh
good
my
run for the
God.
Ray
ride.
Cully.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, so what were we talking about? We're talking about Jey Uso coming down, and you're almost getting tickets.
And you called
but you left out a
106.
massive detail.
Oh, that we didn't go to Staten Island
Yeah.
to meet him when he was there, and I had no fucking clue.
He was there yeeting all over Staten Island before he went to the Garden, and Mr.
So
Payne
my
missed it.
wife's friends went that we went to Philly with to go watch the SmackDown that time, and she sends the husband sends me a picture. Just
went
met him
with
just now in
friends?
Staten Island, and I'm like, oh, that's fantastic. Meanwhile, in the back, I'm like, motherfucker, and my wife's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, Jey Uso's on Staten Island, and we don't know about this. And she goes,
We
oh
didn't
my
yeet?
God, I completely forgot to tell you. I'm like, our son does nothing but yeet the house all day long. How do you not tell me?
That's a drop
That's
ball
a-
moment.
that's a
Way to go,
fucking-
Mrs.
That
Payne.
gets you
Drop
at least
the
15.
bag.
That
Drop
gets you
the
15
bag.
toys.
Yeah, that at least buys you at
Oh
least.
no, he's got a brand new WWE.
No, I'm saying
scale.
you personally.
Not Jay's. You're getting new toys. Like, yeah, you're getting a penalty for this one, woman. Anyway.
No, he's been compensated. There's a brand
That's
new wrestling ring at home with a brand new
course there is.
special edition Rhea Ripley, courtesy of Ringside Collectibles. We're on the shore for 10 off.
There it is. And there is another drop for the sponsor. Speaking of War on the Shore, we just announced Marconi and Cheeseburger. That card is filling up. I ask of you all politely, if you do want a booking at any point for this, please go over to ProWrestlingConnect.com. Make yourself a profile and follow the Fight Factory. Inquire there because it's where I check most of my shit. Because there's a lot of people that... I'd rather answer the fans' emails or messages on the Facebook because somebody asked me, is there a rain date? I said, bitch, why'd you put that into the universe?
Son of a
No, I said, yeah, as a matter of fact, it's the following Tuesday in case anything happens. but that won't happen because
now with
that won't happen.
With the Super Battle Royal filling up, what are
Sure.
your Vegas odds? Who do you think is
My
the favorite?
Vegas odds right now, I mean, look, there's 14 announced, right? If I had to guess, I mean, how do you not pick like a Vargas,
Vargas and Marconi.
or Marconi? It's the toughest dudes to throw out. However, we've all seen Rumbles. What happens to the big guy? Everybody gangs up on him.
Everyone throws them out.
So we'll see if they can go. I mean, Vargas is very, very confident. He keeps putting out like all these posts about how he's going to throw a bunch of tortured souls or whatever the fuck after over the top rope. So we'll see. We'll see who walks away with that one. It's a very cool match that I'm definitely very excited about. I am a Rumble fan
what
myself.
would you compare Nikos Ricos to as far as like surprise entrances?
What do you mean by?
Well, he's not a surprise, obviously, but he's a veteran of the Jersey area wrestling show.
Sure, and he's
wrestling
a
scene,
personal trainer at
Powerhouse.
Which
very
if they
well
send me
respected
one
and
more
liked.
text, I'm going to kill somebody.
And he stepped away, but now he's coming back for the Rumble, for the Royal. Who would you compare him to as in like a guy that came back but was...
I would have to lean towards a Booker T.
Okay.
You know, like when that "Can You Dig It" sucker happened on that first comeback, people were like, oh, "Okay," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and he was like, "Oh, suck it, dug it, quack quack." By the way, more gems out of him last night on fucking NXT. He's obsessed with the women. I don't give a shit what anybody said. Stephanie Vacquer.
Stephanie
Vakir. Champ, by the way. Congratulations to her. Great match.
Gorgeous girl.
Oh, she's fucking flawless. She is beyond flawless. And then she does that move where
She does the ass thump.
that and like every rep, Booker T was like, yeah, oh yeah. And I was like, dude, Booker, keep it in your fucking pants. And then, of course, what's this guy? The guy I mentioned last week. He goes, Booker, save some for the for the rest of the show. Like they're calling Booker out on being a pervert. But anyway, great match.
He's the new Jim Lawler.
He really is. Like the
Jim
puppies,
Lawler, Jerry Lawler.
the puppies, and I guess so. Also, last night on NXT,
Now that's a titty.
I have to ask you a question.
Sorry, it was funny in my head.
Payne, and that's a very funny thing.
Yeah, well.
Payne, question. You're the former wrestler, or at least wrestling mind. And I'll ask the fan too, the Mark over there, named Tommy T. So last night we saw NXT TNA X Division champion Moose taking on the NXT champion. Help me with his name.
Olafemi.
Him. Monster, by the way.
Lagos,
Just a fucking
Nigeria.
monster. A unit of a man.
Put it down like Sesame Seed cake.
So now, all right. So now you have that match, and
No one seen Congo?
respect. Yeah, the diamonds.
Mr. Homolka, put down my sesame cake.
What about all the fucking apes that were jumping in the lava on purpose at the end of the movie when the fucking thing's like, remember that?
Well, there was nowhere.
There's nowhere to go. They were just like, fuck it. And
Did
they
not
just
have Congo on the bingo card. This has gone off the fucking rails, guys.
off the rails, ladies and gentlemen. So
It's a cult classic.
It is a cult classic. My question to you, Amy. Good, Amy. Bad.
Me, Amy. No, bad gorilla.
My question to you guys is simply this.
What did I tell you? If you
TNA
told me you were coming out here for a diamond.
So remember when Sting got to the WWE finally, had the
Yeah.
match with Triple H and
Yep.
lost, right?
Yep.
And everybody's like, that was WWE's little last little
was
punch to the
Vince's
face of WCW.
Yep.
The TNA and NXT agreement, whatever they have worked out, where there's a collaboration. We'll go with that word, right?
Big fan of
Does-
collaboration.
Big fans.
Is that yeah? Here we go. This is this a bad? Moose has been wrestling forever. He's a staple at TNA. He is Mr. TNA to me, at least. He's been there forever. Which was funny because my daughter asked me. She goes, "Who do you want to win?" By the way, I had a moment last night. My daughter came downstairs. She goes, "Are you watching wrestling again?" I said, "Yeah, this is NXT. Daddy really doesn't watch this a lot, but there's a couple really good matches, and I wanted to see this." She goes, "Dad, can I watch wrestling with you?" And I was like,
Oh,
I'm
Jesus
gonna cry.
Christ. Yeah.
And of course, you're like,
Shocker.
"Let's go back to bed." I'm like, "No, she will sit and watch." So she,
You will see your murderous rage.
5 minutes. She sat down and she goes, who do you want to win? And it was during that match. And I said, actually, I kind of want the guy in the white pants, who was Moose. To win because Daddy knows him. And Daddy worked with him before.
I stayed at his house.
And right. So, like, we all have a connection with Moose in some way, shape, or form. So I was like, I want him to win. She goes,
I wrestled him with the Moose he is.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. So,
Figure four leg lock. Couldn't get it locked in, but it looked good.
so I'm sitting there, and she goes, who do you want to win? I told her who I wanted to win. She goes, why? And I was like, because, you know, I know the guy. We've worked with the guy, blah, blah, blah. She goes, I don't ever want to know any wrestlers. They scare me. I was like, well, Daddy was a wrestler. Do I scare you? And she goes, no. And I was like, what the fuck you mean I'll scare you? Yeah, but no.
Go to bed.
Now you're done. No, but anyway.
She's staying down here. She's coming back up.
She's on her way. So my question to you. Get off the scale. My question to you guys is, with Moose losing clean, is that an, hey, we're NXT, we're a little bit better than you? Or is it like, I would have booked that a different way. Because I don't want Moose, one of the faces of TNA, to lose to my champion clean. To me, it's just a weird, like, TNA's not on our level. But they are. They very much are. A lot of those guys are.
I don't think that's the case at all. I mean, you had the Hardys retain.
Correct, but everybody kind of knew that going in. I didn't expect the Hardys to lose, ever, on that one.
I mean,
as good as that tag team is.
I did not expect Oba to drop that belt.
I didn't expect him to drop the belt. I expected some kind of kibosh.
The Moose, his title was not on the line. The NXT title was on the line.
Yes, and that's...
So I think that if anything, you're putting a lot of pressure on Femi going in there. So in the look of it, and with the way I'm seeing it, it's like, wow, this guy really has to show up for NXT. And for him, it is an NXT show. He's your champion. You got to... Yes, that is an ice cream truck.
That's an ice cream truck.
My chubby sense is already hit vanilla with chocolate sprinkles and peanuts. Yes, I was right there with you. But he's holding down NXT. You gotta,
all right.
He's holding down NXT. You gotta. The entire NXT roster is relying on him. It's a lot of pressure on him, and I think you make your champion look strong. I don't think Moose looks weak. I think it makes Oba look strong.
I don't know, man. Losing clean like that with a bunch of incredible spots in that match, by the way. Just the strength of these guys is incredible.
Let me just say this, though, with the losing clean and stuff like that. It almost seems like it doesn't matter anymore because they literally had Chelsea Green, the first women's champion ever for the United States Championship, lose clean on whatever the fuck it was, SmackDown or Raw.
But I think you set the tone on Monday night.
She's a gimmick, though.
She took the clean pin.
She's not supposed to, like, she's supposed to be a little conniving and lose a couple times here and there.
You don't ever pin your champion like that.
With the story that was told Monday night with Punk and Rollins.
No, we'll get into that.
But I going in like, I just want to beat the shit out of this guy. I don't care about winning and losing. I think it sets the tone for a match like that where it's like, you know what? We're just going to have a sick match. We're all going to look great. We're going to put Oba in threats of potentially losing. And I think that puts Moose over where there was a possibility that he could have won.
Is there a continuation from this match?
I don't know. That's something. Like
there's
he
a
lost
relationship
already.
there, but who knows where it goes.
Now it's like, all right, he beat the member of the system. Now what? Is going to be Myers next? You know what I mean? Like, what's the play? What's the play? You know,
I don't know, but Myers is more Myers and Edwards
Myers has not yet made an appearance. So
but they're
I'm
more
curious.
WWE. They're more TNA than.
I don't even have Access TV on my Fubo. I don't even know how to watch this shit.
Moose in my head is Ring of Honor.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I see that, but I'm just like, in recent times,
as far as like
when I worked for TNA for that 1 minute,
TNA, I think it's definitely
AJ Styles.
Well, he will forever be the face of that company. Yes.
Is he on the Mount Rushmore? Yes, right. Of TNA.
1,000%.
Him. Who else?
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle. AJ Styles. Who else?
Samoa Joe. No.
I do like that one. I like Samoa Joe.
I mean, Sting's up there.
Main Event Mafia.
Sting was there for a while.
Yeah, I know, but Mount Rushmore. I mean, like you're talking. See, for me, it would be like
you have to do AJ
Christopher
Styles.
Daniels or something like that.
I was going to say
getting
AJ
his
Styles,
name is
Samoa
Danny
Joe.
Christopher for some reason, but yes.
I mean, like,
come on in, the
like they're saying,
weather's
come
warm.
down, we're waiting.
Yeah, right? It's like we're going to park outside here and just blare our music.
No, I
Saw a
think
chubby kid with pink shorts. Four trucks over there.
You know how Tommy ran out last week? Everybody thought it was an emergency? No. He just heard the ice cream man. He's like, I gotta go. And bang, gone.
Tommy's like, they don't hear it. I'm going.
Like, he does the whole like back out like Peter Griffin or Homer Simpson into the bushes.
I got my 4 right here.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so we're going to go AJ Styles, Kurt Angle,
Sure.
Samoa Joe,
Yeah.
Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there it is. There it is. I No disrespect to the boss, Jeff Jarrett.
I mean, there's a couple of other people that you can
there's
switch up
definitely
too.
like,
I
to
mean,
me.
you could throw
Who's in beer money?
Bobby Roode and James Storm.
James Storm.
Yeah.
I love James Storm. Yeah, I mean,
Petey Williams.
TNA had such
they had a
fucking great
fucking
run,
day.
dude. They really did.
Really
and this
did.
is a great chance for them to come back and kind of reestablish themselves with the help and the production.
Like, I would
and
love to see AJ go over there and just.
That's what I
fucking go on
honestly, bro.
A year-long run as a champion.
If he claims that he doesn't want to wrestle into his 50s, and I think he's coming up close to that, if I'm not mistaken.
He's like 44, I think.
Oh no, I thought he was a lot older than that. I'm sorry, but
He could be.
or whatever the case may be. If he's on the back nine of his career and he's about to do something with Logan Paul for WrestleMania, right, all that good shit, I would love for him to have at least one more run with TNA.
But it's such an easy way
It's
to
an easy
do
crossover,
it
too, yeah.
Because you could easily be like, I'm the face of TNA. I'm the one that put this company on my back. No one's ever done anything like this before. AJ Styles. It doesn't matter if it was you, Kurt Angle, whatever the fuck you want to say. And then all of a sudden, he shows up at TNA.
I do like that a lot,
I'm a
but
big Stables guy.
And
I'm a huge Stables
I
guy.
want to see
why-
Aces and Eights back.
Oh,
Yeah,
Aces and
oh,
Eights,
love
the
Aces and
original
Eights.
portion of Aces.
Was
and
that
Eights.
Bully in them?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And you know what's funny? I don't. Maybe you guys can agree, disagree. Stables, to me,
We need more.
that too. Have to have for an official stable. Have to have 3 active wrestlers in it to be a stable. Because DX to me, when they first came out with China and it was just Shawn and Hunter, I looked at them as a tag team.
That's
Yeah,
Texas.
that
Right,
sounds-
and that's
that
like,
sounds-
oh, they're called DX, so they're not really
Even
stable.
though they
When
had
they
Rude
brought
there,
the DX Army, and it
Even
was
though Rude was there, it didn't.
Rude was-
Stables.
Because China wasn't
you need
wrestling
more.
at that point yet,
China
right?
wasn't wrestling yet.
I
She
think
was
you
just
need
ragdolling
minimum
a couple.
4. You need a tag team. You need a big man, an enforcer, and then you need.
Yeah, I'm on that.
You need the
So you
face.
need 4 or more to
4
be
or
an
more to
actual
be a stable,
stable.
in my opinion.
I would think
I
three,
like
three
that.
wrestlers and a manager to.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Because
so
New Day is not a stable to me.
No way.
no way.
If they had a manager, I'd say yes.
Right. Like, even when Big E was in his
Bloodline was a stable.
Bloodline is a stable. Like, no matter how.
No,
here-
I'm saying, but no.
But here's the thing. Now with
Even if
Bloodline,
it was,
there's
even
tricky
if it
lines
was,
there.
Even if it was Roman Uso's Paul, that's it. That would have been a stable.
But I'm saying I think they've established themselves as the Bloodline. So no matter how many are rolling with together, like right now you see Jacob Fatu just
Yeah, but
with
I don't call that a
just with
bloodline.
one guy.
No,
They're
I
the
don't-
Bloodline to me
I don't agree with that.
because they're in the fucking Bloodline. They're,
I
they're in
understand
the
that they're
legitimate
in the
bloodline.
bloodline. Is it really
am
the
no longer
bloodline
looking
anymore?
at Jacob Fatu as bloodline.
You're out of your mind.
I am looking at him as Jacob Fatu.
Well,
You know what I mean?
it's
I'm
because
not
he's
saying,
standing
like,
on the rest. Yeah, I mean,
yes, I'm
he's
looking-
absolutely
I don't see
outperforming
him as-
everybody
yeah.
else. But yeah, I was just curious because stables to me are a big thing. You go back in time, greatest stables of all time was obviously the NWO, the Four Horsemen, like shit like that. The WCW had
The Union.
He's a man. No, wait, that was Willie Regal.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a fucking
2x4s, though. You were right with that.
Bro, even the oddities.
They were so dumb, so dumb.
He's a Build-A-Figure. Olga.
Of course he fucking is. Is that the one with the Cartman
Yep.
t-shirt? Yeah.
Isn't that
There wasn't
Earthquake?
John Tento, yeah.
Yeah.
That was Earthquake.
Shut the fuck up.
You didn't know that?
I was today years old when I found that. I swear to God.
Hold
Greg,
on.
we
hold
can stop
on,
the
hold
podcast.
on.
It doesn't get any better than
How
that.
old was Earthquake when he made his debut as a fan, but then crushed Hulk Hogan? How old was he?
I think I know this answer. 'cause
But
he
here's
looked
the
like he
thing.
was 50.
They all looked old as shit as the younger, like,
Oh, yeah.
so he was,
Why does he look 55 when he's only such
he was 30.
26.
Oh, 26? I thought it was
26.
28.
All right, so I was close. I just,
But
just
bro,
saw
he was
actual
already,
retail
he was already
price.
bald.
He looked like he was
top.
50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy's got 3 kids and a mortgage.
so in any event,
Bro, he was the guy that tucked the polo in that was 2 sizes too small.
yes, he is that guy.
New Balances.
which, by the way,
what are they,
talk about-
5150s, right? The fucking New Balance that everyone wears?
Yeah.
part of me on this one because I don't know, is Earthquake still with us? He passed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. No, because I know Tugboat's still with us.
Earthquake passed years ago.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, but I'm just saying. But
I feel like he passed
according
away
to
longer ago than fucking Bulldog was.
according to Tugboat, they're going in the hall. They're getting the call.
I
Like,
heard.
yeah.
I read that. Didn't you said that in the chat? I believe. Yeah.
Did I say that in the chat? I don't remember I
where
said
I
that in the
saw
chat.
it,
No, we definitely talked about it because I remember saying, "Oh shit, Fred Out's in the."
Yeah. So, anyways, they're getting into the Hall of Fame eventually. I guess they're going to announce them in the coming days. Shockmaster.
What a class!
So far,
You
so
went
good.
from that class to this class. You're
Like what
wow.
we got last year was a treat because of Paul Heyman.
Well, I think the reason why they did was to put such a fucking eye crowd on.
Well, because right now you're looking at some significantly heavy-hitting, power-punching speeches.
I don't agree with one of them.
Well, right now there's only 3.
Yeah, well, I don't agree with one of them.
Don't say Lex.
No, of course. What? He should have been in years ago.
All right,
People, I've read things that people are not happy about it, and I'm like, fuck you.
Well, that was like the same
About
thing with
Lex?
the fucking.
yeah.
dude.
Well, that's because he killed Miss Elizabeth. No, she
Stop with
OD'd.
that shit. He says it in the damn podcast how he feels responsible, and I'll never let it go.
Right.
That's
I saw
terrible.
one
It's a
kid say,
terrible
like,
thing to
Lex
live with.
Luger never wanted to be a wrestler. He never liked it. He just wanted to be a bodybuilder. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
bro.
well, guess
Yeah.
what? He turned out to be one of the best.
And
ever.
he wants Sting to induct him.
Yes, which should be the thing. Yes.
Awesome. And it should be
Who
Surface
shouldn't
Sting.
be in? It's Triple H. It's Lex, and it's who?
Michelle McCool. What did bro? I'm sorry.
I know.
And we can talk about this till we're blue in the face.
I think
there are
it's-
hardly any women's matches before the 4 horsewomen came around that you could sit back and were like, oh my God, that was a banger.
Well, if you look at the
Okay,
roster from
all
that
right,
era,
I'm gonna have
how
this-
many other people got on top of the Undertaker?
I'm going to have this hard conversation with you guys right now because
Here
that's
we
what we're
go.
all about.
Here we go.
Right.
Because we're gonna make sure we
So
take
last
care
night-
of Taker's wife.
So last night, I actually had a conversation with a colleague of mine about one Natty Neidhart. Now,
Go ahead.
I'm not putting it out there. I have my theories as to why she's still rocking and rolling in WWE. And I don't just think
They're
it's
not theories.
It's not the Hart name. I don't think it's the Hart name. She's writing a book or whatever as The Last Beating Heart, and congratulations on the book ahead of time because that's awesome to write a book. But somebody like Natty, somebody like Trish, those girls that keep coming back, and Natty's obviously still on the active roster. Trish comes back for a cup of coffee. But what I'm saying is,
I'll have coffee with
because Michelle McCool falls into that category, in my opinion. Like, they were allotted like 4 minutes back in the day. They were never given any fucking time to do anything. Natty will run circles around you, technically sound. I just never thought her character ever did anything for me to be like, Natty Neidhart's in the main event? Let's fucking go. Like, it never did that for me, but she's phenomenal and she's a great talent. Is that what they're doing with Michelle McCool here? Like, are they saying, like, look, given the fact that we never gave you the push that we were able to give you because Divas, it was the Divas title.
Then give it to every girl that's ever held the Divas title. Because none of them had memorable
she's getting
runs.
a little bit of a rub because of the Undertaker.
Of course, but none of them ever had the run that they think that they had. The Bellas had a better run the second time they came out, but even then it was like, they're not doing what these girls are doing nowadays.
Of course not. And I said that to
This is the first hot take that I've agreed with you on.
I'm saying that
Okay,
the
go
first
fucking choke.
the colleague I was talking to last night, I said, Natty Neidhart doesn't stand up to what we got going on right now in women's wrestling. She's not that breed of person. Now, again, if you want to have a chain wrestling match, she'll smoke you. She'll twist you into a pretzel.
She's in that fucking
will Shayna
purgatory,
Baszler,
though.
So will what's her name? The jacked up girl in American Made. Like, that girl can move in the
Dude,
ring, but
she's
I'm not interested with her character.
Natty's in the abyss right now because she was down there with the Divas.
Right.
Then she was there on the turnover, and now the other girls are getting their opportunities, and she's just been in the abyss of. That's why, like, I get annoyed when like she comes out and she's like, "Oh, I deserve." I'm like, no, she does though, but she does.
Yeah.
I just don't want to hear wrestlers complain. That's why I don't like
I
Sami
also
Zayn.
think where the stuff that you see behind the scenes now, right, like the rivalries that you were talking about, I think that she has benefited more from that than anyone else because of all, like, even Ronda Rousey. It's like, oh, Natty, she helped me out with this. Like, how many champions, female champions in the WWE have thanked Natty? I think every one of them.
You think it's like a Beyonce thing? Like, you have to or your soul will be taken?
She's like the new Fabulous Moolah. But I think it shows that she's helping a lot of people, right? She's probably producing
Again,
the
she
female
could
matches.
probably
and
if there's a woman trainer besides like a Mickey James or something like that, but if a woman trainer that's down at the Performance Center right now, it should absolutely be Natty.
So then, as a writer and part of the writing team, how do you not see that and get the best out of that person?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why
you feed the
wouldn't
Bianca
she be
Belairs,
used
yeah.
in a prominent role against name any girl ever right now? Like an Alexa Bliss or whatever, like something a very good program with somebody. I
At
don't
this
know.
current time right now, she's done a lot more than Michelle McCool to be inducted into the Hall. And
1,000%.
she does not belong in the Hall.
1,000%. I think that.
You think? Well, Natty Neidhart's going to get in the Hall.
I'm saying, but what has she done? If I think
In
that's what you were
comparison,
saying.
apples to apples, yeah. I mean, it's the same as Michelle
But
McCool.
she also doesn't have the wear and tear on her body like the other ones because they've given her significant time off against not doing programs. So it's not like, who is she wrestling? Give her a rub and let her go up there and see what she can do. Put her up there with the new people. Put her up there against Rhea or Io. Or
I'm with it.
whoever.
I just don't know
'cause
if
I've
that
already told you
clashes.
1,000 times. I said to him, blue in the face, that the talent coming out of NXT is not the greatest. So you had that big high.
Stephanie Fakir seems to be pretty goddamn good.
She's not from NXT. She's not homegrown.
You mean homegrown? Okay, that's all you had to say.
God, fucking damn it!
This guy.
I'm the
one on test.
Yeah,
so anyway,
yeah, Mister, I can bench everybody. Take your test off. Let's see what happens.
I can.
And I'll still do
How much you
350.
bench?
Huh?
And I'll still throw up 350.
You ain't throwing up 350 right now. No shot.
If I was on test, I'd be throwing.
I'm talking about
350.
right now.
If I was on
test.
test, I'm doing
I
315
have an
right
injection
now.
in the car. What's the closest gym?
Let's go.
We're all just gonna show up to like Crunch Fitness, like, hi, we're here to lift. Anyway,
They break this. Get out of the room.
yeah, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing?
No,
all right.
I like.
That was just a question because the Natty thing, the book, and
Julia came from New Japan or Japan, whatever. Shimmer, all that shit out there. 70 Fakir, same thing.
All that shit
All
out
the
there.
international girls came from out there. Like they made names for themselves out there. They didn't get groomed at NXT. The groomed ones, I don't think, are doing what they should be doing. I mean, can we get rid of fucking Gargano's girlfriend at this point or wife? Why is she going out
They
there?
got to push too. Like she's
Right.
she's getting like
She got zero pop.
She
Zero
could
pop
move,
at the
though.
Rumble.
She could wrestle.
And you could look at her and be like, oh, okay. Like, I'm just saying. What sells, everybody? Ladies and
You have
gentlemen,
your
what
gun
sells?
on you? Fuck,
He's
I'm
gonna
scared.
leave.
I'm scared.
Payne's leaving. Come on back, Payne. Don't leave. We're done talking about
Tommy!
We're done talking about women's wrestling. I promise. And you
in the waiting room?
You kicked over the Steiner brothers, and he lost his headgear. No. Anyway, as we all rush to make sure that Scott Steiner gets his headgear back on.
I ain't fucking with Steiner's fucking chainmail. Whoops, it Daisy. Where are they?
Wait, these got glasses that come on and off? Yeah. Oh my God, they got to stop with these details. Anyway, back to brass tacks here. This past Monday, we were graced with the Garden. Obviously, the wrestling. What I said last week is, oh, by the way, we're not getting Rollins and Punk at Mania. We're getting them at the Garden for a cage match. Now, you guys both watched it?
Sure did.
Okay.
Amazing.
Do you think it goes down as one of the greatest cage matches maybe ever in the history of the business?
The only problem that I had with it was that it was not in Big Blue.
I mean,
Because to
you're
me,
never going to
it
get
was
that
a
again.
Classic cage match, top 3 easily that I've ever seen. I thought it was picture perfect.
Sean Ross Sapp with a tweet of the century I thought was very funny is that he doesn't think that going out of the door should be a way to win a cage match. And I was like, I agree.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
However, they made it a great piece of this one because they had the opportunity to just walk out the door and be the winner. But no, the hate and disdain for each other, they kept wanting to beat the shit out of each other, which makes it even better.
I'm going to say this, and then I'm not going to talk about it again. Roman Reigns coming out.
Love it.
Proved without a shadow of a doubt that he is the #1 superstar on the planet when it comes to professional wrestling. The reaction that he got.
Who's going to argue that?
The reaction that he got was unmatched.
No music needed.
No music
Came through
needed.
the crowd like the Shield style.
Yep. And I'm also going to say this. The favor is going to be for Punk against Roman. And then Roman, who does not need a mouthpiece anymore at this point, is going to go off on his own, which he should be because he is the guy.
So you think the favor is
I think the favor is Punk.
Asking Heyman to go in his corner?
Yep. Turn on Roman.
But
Look at him. He was sympathizing with him.
it's a pre-existing favor, meaning like
he'll
go into it saying, I want you in my corner against Roman.
No, I think he turns on Roman.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't think it's as easy as like I'm going to go with Roman.
You're also then what you're doing in that scenario is that you're writing off Seth Rollins. Because I think it's going to be a triple threat.
Oh, I'm not saying that it's not going to. I'm just saying that the
100%
favor
triple
is gonna-
threat.
Triple threat match,
Yeah.
which we haven't seen a really good triple threat match at
1000%.
Mania in a long
because
time.
now you've interjected Roman into Punk's nonsense.
I think it was
that's where the favor on the return.
well done on Monday when Roman looked into the cage and saw him sympathizing with Punk, saying, "Are you okay? Are you okay?"
He just
and he just
laughed
like
like,
laughs. He's like,
"Fuck
"Look,
me."
motherfucker, right here. This is gonna be fun." And he goes in there and he just beats the break. Well, just spears him or whatever, but beats him up and leaves him laying. And then Heyman's like sitting there like, "Ah, shit," you know what I mean? Like this is.
It's almost like
WWE
it's
is
almost like
firing
stealing,
on all fucking cylinders.
It's like
bro.
stealing the girlfriend, and then you go and beat the shit out of the old boyfriend, and the old your current girlfriend's watching in like disbelief, but she can't do anything.
Right.
Because it's like I love you.
Yeah.
This is wrong, but I love you.
Yeah, right. So we're watching this all unfold, and like you said, Roman gets the big pop for returning. We all kind of felt like it would be a great time for Roman to return and kind of re-spark everything.
Too.
Bro, the fucking stomping and the look, man. And you just said it, but I'm gonna double down on it. Just everything that Roman does is so believable and so realistic and so authentic. Meaning, even when like Adam Pearce came bolting out, and he didn't like say like, "Oh, come on, get out of my way." He was like, "This motherfucker," who are you?
Who the
Get
fuck
out of
you
my
think
fucking
you are?
way,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Like, get out of here.
He's a bona fide tough guy. He's not
He's
a
a
fake
fucking
tough guy.
dude, and you could see it and feel it every time Roman Reigns is out there, which leads me to believe, and this goes back to wrestling 101 that me and Payne can definitely agree with being in the business. You don't need a championship to be the guy.
Nope.
You do not need a championship to be the guy.
Does
do we
this
all want
triple
Reigns
threat-
to
Championships make superstars.
Does this triple
they don't
threat
keep them?
I already feel like Gunther's belt is kind of buried with Cody Rhodes. Does this triple threat bury Jey Uso and that championship title? Because you can't open the show with that triple threat. You can't not close the show with Gunther's championship, right? What do you do here? What's the main event?
My play is this, and this is what maybe you guys agree with me here, because now that WrestleMania and now SummerSlam are 2 nights, I think it should be required by WWE to throw out the card way in advance. Because how many times have we gone onto Mania 2 nights and say, what's on the first night? What's on the second
Especially
night?
if you're buying a ticket.
Right. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. Now, Vegas, with those ticket prices, if I fuck up.
I think you're going to get a lot of people that are going to try and get that second night instead of the first night.
That's what I'm saying. I think, and I said this.
And with their price points now being so ridiculous, they're going to, they would, I don't think they're going to do that.
I think what I was telling
agree.
Chernoff this. I said, why don't you just make it this? The winner of the Royal Rumble, right, automatically main event night 2. No matter what champion they choose, that person's also getting night 2. Meaning, if it was Gunther, guess what? You're night 2 now because that's Jey Uso.
They still said that at the Royal Rumble, going on to main event WrestleMania. They said it multiple times. So when do you put the triple threat match on?
You can say main event WrestleMania. It's so obscure. You can just
So
be
now-
like night 1.
Would you buy
Main event night 1?
Would you buy? All right. See, this is how they're strategic, and they're not stupid. Would you buy a ticket to night 1, knowing that the main event, or would you buy a ticket to night 1, knowing that both championships were on Sunday, knowing that you're going to get Seth, Roman, and Punk night 1?
Yes.
I would take that ticket.
Because I'd rather sit
And
at
as
home in
the
my
biggest
house and
Cody
watch
Mar-
if I'm not sitting in the first
As
3
the
rows.
biggest Cody mark that could possibly be, yes. Because I want to see that match more than anything else.
If you look at, I mean,
Interesting, because that's you got to let us know.
we've
WWE.
been to multiple
got-
manias. We've been to multiple events. You've seen the small ones. You've seen the big ones. You can't see shit in the stadiums.
I mean,
Like the big, like the open stadiums.
fair. But
So I sat section fucking double J on the floor at WrestleMania when it was 29, Taker and Punk. I had to watch the match from the big screen. I'd rather watch it from my house if it's
29
that.
at the Meadowlands.
Yeah.
when we got fucking tanked.
Yeah, when we got in trouble because Moff you ratted us out, you fuck.
Fucking rat fuck. Anyway,
Fuck.
Great tailgate, by the
No,
way.
but you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's such a, like, if it's the marquee matchup, and I'm like, that's the one that everyone's gonna be talking about, I'd rather watch it from my house if I'm not gonna, like, I get the whole, like, oh, I was there, but what'd you see? Like, I don't know.
Well, devil's advocate, I was there both nights last year covering it with MyFandom and shit. And the first night we were all the way up top. Second night we were in the lower deck. But like being there, the ambiance and the electricity, not so much night 1, because night 1 we were freezing our nuts off, but like night 2.
I know what you're saying.
For the Cody moment to be there for the rush and the Undertaker gong and all the shit. I'm like, I looked at Josh, I'm like, is there anything that beats this for the rest of my life?
I was there the Mania before the pandemic. That was at the Meadowlands. And I said, I'll never go to a Mania again because I was exhausted. It was too long. I got.
Well, that's why they made it 2 nights.
I got 4 seats. It was challenging to see, like you said, Payne.
Exhausting. Dude.
And now,
exhausting. Do the fucking WrestleCon, then go to the show.
So I did. So
SmackDown the night before.
SmackDown the night before.
I did Ring of Honor New Japan the night before the Garden, and then I did WrestleMania the next night. So I was utterly exhausted. But I think that for a big
what's your
event, an
conditioning
arena
like,
event, It's challenging. It's
Thought you boxed.
it's challenging.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think the WWE should do a little bit of a nod, wink, wink. This is what we have planned for said nights, because if you're going out to Vegas, it's not like, think about it. Like, there's no longer, I think, and me and Josh were talking about this, we're all dads here. Has the WWE outpriced the ability to take our kids to WrestleMania?
1,000%.
Right? Like that's terrible.
I was concerned with the prices for SmackDown. I was concerned with the prices for SmackDown.
Build a fucking
and
sandcastle and shit.
SmackDown and Raw, I was concerned with the prices.
That's what I'm saying. And keep in mind, if it's a destination, can't do it. Like, it was Philly last year, so it was like, all right, we drove down the turnpike.
It's Disney on steroids.
It really is, literally. But no,
it's like $10,000 for a front row seat.
but think about, I understand that, but think about the weekend in itself. You're not gonna go down there.
You gotta
You're not
fly.
gonna
You
get
gotta
there.
travel to the
Vegas in
hotel.
itself.
You gotta get to the hotel. You gotta
Right.
spend money on food, on merchandise. You gotta make sure you treat your kids
Blackjack
everything.
It's
fucking
not
wants.
Mania. It's
right.
it's
like
a weekend.
roulette. What are we talking about?
It's not a vacation. It's a quest. A quest to see Marty Moose. No, like
Put
this
a dollar
is
on a car. Put a dollar on a car.
yeah, right. But I'm saying, like,
Yeah, I get it, Russ.
it's no longer affordable for families.
Nope.
And again, if you're in the fucking 1% and you're making millions of dollars, God bless. And you get to do whatever you want and have fuck you money, go nuts. But like for myself and my two compadres over here.
I'm going to Mania.
Yeah, my two guys here, and then even Tommy D. Tommy D can't afford a fucking second car. So he's not going anywhere. So what I'm saying is,
That's an excuse for him.
I think so
to
too.
not show up.
I think
to
so
places.
too. He's like, all right, yeah, we only got one car. I got the company
I got
truck.
the party
Yeah.
here. I can't go. She's got the car with the pageant.
And then
car.
last year I backed into the person for no reason
John
whatsoever.
Benet's got the fucking pageant up in
back.
in
Holy
Poughkeepsie.
shit! Oh god.
Before we get too far, though, I want to go back to the WrestleMania. the Monday Night Raw match, because I'm cognizant on time. Because I know he's got to bounce.
Yes.
I've been dying to ask you guys this question.
Go ahead.
Yes.
When the start of the match,
Done.
when they were going at it, Don Fry, Takayama style, right? And like you've been saying too, like they've been snug. Those were snug.
Sure.
They were sending it. Was it a plan for them to look exhausted, or were they exhausted?
No, they blew themselves up. They blew themselves up.
Because you're looking at them like,
Yeah.
this looks like a real fight.
Yeah, like,
they're
whoops.
oh shit,
That's like
yeah.
100 miles per hour. I think we did too much.
I couldn't wait to ask you guys that.
No,
question.
100%. They're like, yeah. And at the end, they're like, yeah. Yeah. And eventually Rollins is like, that was awesome. Let's grab a hold. Put a hold on me.
There was a lot of cool spots. I think that was my favorite part.
Of course, yeah, it sets the tone.
They felt the energy. The garden was on fire.
Dude,
cage
listen.
match at the gun. You can't get bigger.
By the way, Netflix, get your shit together. Because, I mean, come on. You black out the entire screen for a middle finger, but fucking CM Punk just looks dead in the camera. It's like, this is my house, motherfucker.
Seth Rollins did it too later on.
Right, and they blacked out the whole thing. I'm like, we're on Netflix, guys.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Like, oh, yeah, I know. Tap, dive, choke, all that shit. It's like, what the fuck is happening? But yeah, just an incredible match and legendary night for the Garden. And, you know,
it felt like
they made up for the fact that Cena wasn't there.
Hold on,
by the
it
way.
felt like an old school pay per view in the Raw days, where like you had celebrity after celebrity after celebrity, and then they
How
had
about
a
that bump by
cage match.
Schultz? Look at nice little bump coming over.
Dude, Schultz.
babe.
Shout out Albania.
Yeah, listen.
We're real people. We want to see real wrestlers.
My favorite part was that it's like, this isn't Cleveland. I was like, oh, yes, keep going.
So, you know, if you want to talk about outside personalities coming into wrestling, he's a dude that could easily fucking slide right in.
No, dude, him, George Kittle, all these guys. They're all fucking, they're all marks for the business, and they love this shit.
I'm
But
just
Schultz
saying.
wit on the
I
mic.
think they asked him, like,
Schultz on the microphone was way too comfortable.
He's like, did you enjoy it? He goes, I was World Wrestling entertained. It was just, like I said, just like you said, the celebrity row and shit, they do that. Again, a lot of these guys, and Big Ben Bishop actually did a video on his socials about the awkwardness that some people just don't know how long they're going to be on camera for.
Waving.
There was one rapper, I forget his name. He gets
Fabulous.
up, he's like,
Fabulous.
whatever. He gets up, he's like, yeah. And then he's just like, fuck, I don't, yeah. Like, hey, you're still on camera. And then he sits down and he's like, yeah. Like, dude, kill him off or something.
Could we get a wellness check? Macaulay Culkin's brother? What was going on there?
How many brothers does he have?
So that brother is
Baker's
the one.
dozen.
He's got Kieran, and then I don't know the other one's name, but the other one was the one that was in Scream 4 with Haddon Payne.
Scream 4.
With
Listen,
The
Hayden-
Academy should be ashamed of that too. They snubbed that movie.
Scream 4. After we're going on to 7.
Maybe remember Hayden Panettiere? Prince Harry, the blonde.
I don't know, man.
She was the daughter in Remember the Titans.
Sure, fine, yes.
Okay. She was in that movie, and then Courtney Cox was in that movie again. They did Scream 4.
David Arquette.
Emma Roberts, Julia Roberts' niece.
I know.
Okay,
Emma Roberts.
she was in the movie. The kid with the long hair, the brother Culkin, he was in that movie as well.
But like
He
Macaulay
did not-
was like
he
Macaulay
did-
Culkin
yeah.
was like, yeah, bro, yeah, go, and the other brother was like,
Yeah.
Dad says I'm a liability.
Sat there like a
Let me show you how to
recluse.
emo.
He sat there like a recluse.
I'll be upstairs painting. I won't say the rest.
Penny was a gift.
Yeah, painting was a gift, Todd. Anyway, so that was Raw in a nutshell. We are in WrestleMania season, guys. Buckle up. It's going to get better. We are also in the War on the Shore season. 60-degree days the last couple days. Makes me feel like we're right there. We're on the cusp.
Man,
we're only
I
like
feel
18
like,
fucking weeks away. So the countdown is on.
Modelo.
Yeah,
I'm putting my money on. I'm putting my money on a Marconi. I like a Marconi.
There's still
announcement.
more to come. Still more announcements. Cannot wait. The War on the Shore. Get your tickets now. First row sold out. Second row is got 10 tickets left. Third row on the move. Bring your own beach chair for the third row and fourth row and back, but you got to get there early. Post up shop like you would any other time.
Bigger and better this year.
Oh, it's going to be
We're not just
fucking
saying that.
ridiculous.
It's going to be bigger and better.
It's going to be great. This week, I'm going to be up in Hackettstown, New Jersey on Friday for what are they calling it? Eat Your Heart Out? I don't know. But Bret Hart's going to be there. It's going to be great. Dan Moff is in a cage match against Crowbar. Sean Donovan is in one-on-one action against Vic Delicious. They're crowning the first ever. They're crowning a new champion. I got to check on this. GKM had to relinquish the title.
What actually happened?
GKM had to relinquish the title due to injury. So I got to talk to GKM because kind of had plans for him to be at the War on the Shore. So we'll have to, kind of find out exactly what's going on with that. And that's it. Cacaw all the way up to Hackettstown for ISPW. Check those guys out. Check out all independent wrestling guys. Just support the shit out of this stuff. Specifically, if you can't afford to go out to WrestleMania, guess what? These other guys are busting their asses. At least the good promotions are.
We have tickets for a literal fraction of the cost.
Literal fraction.
For a souvenir cup at WrestleMania, you come to War on the Shore.
Right,
Exactly.
Seriously.
Boom, done. We are also hopefully going to have a badass T-shirt this year made by a potential sponsor. So we'll dive into all that once things are locked up.
We got things.
For Dave Sturchio, Tommy D is not here. Chris Payne, and of course Tommy T is in the building as well. Have a good rest of the week, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Did you say die?
Bye.